Now, I have actually been blessed in my life with a gift that not many people are able to have, and that is knowing both of my great-grandparents. Now, my great-grandma Alexander was a short little Spitfire Norwegian that would put you in your place faster than you could even think of anything to say. Now, through her, I learned a lot about Norwegian culture, and most importantly, Norwegian food. Now, they say you can learn a lot about a culture by what they eat, so I'm going to break down a nice three-course meal for you, starting off with pickled herring, followed by reindeer roast, and then rounding it off with a nice little dessert called crumcock. First, let's start with the appetizer. Pickled herring is a quick snack that is nice to the taste buds, but not so nice to the fresh breath. What it is basically a small fish that you pickle and brine so you don't have to cook it. And then once that pickling process is done, you take it out, smother it in raw onions, and pop that thing like you're popping a Mento. Now you might be thinking to yourself, that is the most revolting thing I've ever heard in my life. But take it from me, you gotta try it, because it's not as bad as it sounds. It's actually really delicious. You take a cracker, you put the pickled herring on, you put some cheese on. That's a perfect little snack. Now, in Norway, they sell pickled herring on the side of the street, like in New York, they sell hot dogs. You know, you go up to a street cart and you say, I want some pickled herring, and they pull it out of the brine, smother the onions right in front of you there, and you just go to town on it. Next, we go with the main course, and that is reindeer roast. I remember as a little kid being absolutely devastated, thinking I was eating one of Santa's reindeer for dinner. But once I got over that, I took a big old chomp out of Rudolph, and man, does he taste good. The reindeer roast is a Norwegian staple that they use around special times, you know, like we would a prime rib or turkey for Thanksgiving. And it's a tantalizingly delicious meat that you just pop in your mouth and it melts. It's absolutely delicious, and has its own special taste that every time I taste it, all I can think about is being surrounded by family by a nice cozy fire, hearing Christmas music in the background. And finally, we get to the best part of every meal, and that is dessert. Now, in Norway, they have a delicious little treat that is not too sweet, not too savory, and that's called a krumkake. Now, krumkake is made with the rightly named krumkake iron. Basically, all you do is you take a little bit of dough and you pop it in the iron and you press it down, and it makes this nice little design on it. Then you roll it up into like a cone, and then you pop that in the fryer for a couple of seconds, and after that is done, you pop it out, let it cool, sprinkle some powdered sugar on it, fill it with anything from whipped cream, meringues, fruit, whatever you really want, and then you got a perfect little dessert. I know every Christmas me and my mom gather around the fryer and we make these delicious little cones, and they're really fun to eat and fun to play with too. I will be forever grateful for what my great-grandma was able to teach me. Nothing beats good old-fashioned Norwegian cooking, and that means all three courses, from pickled herring, reindeer roast, to krumkake. If you want a good old-fashioned holiday meal, you go find yourself a Norwegian.